should break this down into steps. This is Robert, Lukat Detail. Here we have an oxidized clear coat that delaminated, okay? People have been telling me, gotta say the right words, okay? So this is delamination. I call this balding because the clear coat that was here came off, okay? So if you watched our videos, we make it look easy. Been doing this for a long time, and it is. Keep it simple, guys. We're not gonna use any magical wax to make this shiny. And I'm not knocking waxes. Waxes are great. The waxes are out there now, but a lot of people just want to tap it, make it shine. It doesn't work that way. If you have a paint job like this, it's embarrassing, you're tired of driving around with a butt ugly car, then there's something you can do. That's what we're going to show you here. But I want to lift this up. If you look right here, you can see that this clear coat right here, if I do that, it's coming off. Okay? So this is becoming brittle. It's eroding right here. Here it's already eroded. It's just peeling right there on the edges and stuff. What can you do? What can you do with an ugly paint job like this? You can use this to bring back the shine on the exposed color base coat. Then if you clean the remaining clear coat, you can preserve it. After you do that, you don't want to use a regular wax, you want to use this one. This is a sealer wax. It turns hard and protects your paint job. This will protect the finish a lot longer than regular waxes. Now here's the thing, this is not about shine. This is about fixing a paint job so that it'll look better. Okay, so the answer here is not to wax it, but to clean it first, then seal it. Once you follow these steps, it's going to look a lot better. Okay, but now the surface, like right now, this is rough. Feels rough over here. I mean, you can hear it. That's terrible because the state of the paint job is toasted. It's brittle. It's oxidized. It doesn't need wax. It needs cleaning, and that's what these are. Now, here is some strips of sandpaper. Okay, this is 400, 600. When you use a sandpaper, you have to be very, very careful not to go all the way. I call it fisheye because it's very easy to burn or cut right through the clear coat, the base coat, the primer to the metal. Okay, and it's very easy to do that when you do. So I'll show you how to do it. I'm going to use a term called feather touch because it's very light. This is a scouring pad. You use it for drywall and stuff. It's 60-80 grit. Guys, this I'm going to use very little, very lightly, and then I'll follow up with this. If you do get those little fish eyes, just continue, get it cleaned up. The whole point is, if you can get this to refract light, it's going to look better. It's going to look a lot better. It's not going to come out perfect neither, okay? This is a temporary solution, but a lot of times, I kid you not, like so many times, the paint job looks amazing. Looks amazing. So you're going to want the cleaner, the Lukat Fix-It paint cleaner, the Lukat Fix-It Easy Sealer Wax, okay? So this is the old paint cleaning polish, clear coats, base coats, fiberglass, gel coats, all that stuff. And then this one right here is a sealer wax. And one of these is like 6 of these. Remember that, because this has no wax, no lubrication, no shine. If you're going to use a polisher, you're going to want to use a woolly pad. Don't use a foam pad. It's got no lubrication. It's just pure cleaner. That's why it works so well. 400 grit and 600 grit sandpaper, a sanding block. They have these in 300, 400 grit as well. I got these at Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, and Harbor Freight, but they don't always carry, I don't know why, they don't always carry a uniform. You go one, they don't have it, the other one has it. Now, when it comes to applications, I'm going to use terry cloth towels for applying the cleaner and the sealer. Now, the reason why I tell everybody use terry cloth towels, when you're doing these by hand, this does not suck the moisture out or the wetness out of the formula. And that wetness is part of what penetrates and brings this back and preserves it. Same thing with the sealer. And I'm saying that because these are microfiber towels. I don't use them for the initial application. I use them for the removal process. Like after I clean them up, I wipe them down with this after I apply the wax. And guys, you can use the blue, you can use the yellow, you can use the orange. It really doesn't matter, okay? So keep it simple, guys. Keep it really simple. So I just wanted to go over what you would be needing. And again, if you don't have these, let's just say you don't have none of this, you just have this. If you clean this clear coat, even though it's doing all this, it's going to look 10 times better. And this is just to feather back the edges and stuff, and we'll be showing you that right now. Okay, hope I didn't take too long. But a lot of people have been asking me about the steps and stuff, so I guess I'll call this step 1, all the things that you'll need. All right, guys. Let's go on to step 2, I guess. Okay, guys, I moved the camera over to the side I want to feather back. And I guess I'll call this part feathery back. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So the first thing I want to do is if you have a whole car, I mean, I just use these hood panels because they're available to me. But I'm going to use this scouring pad, and what I want to do, I want to be very careful. I want to remove as little as possible. But this right here, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on the camera. Let me see if I can do a close up so you can see that, because a lot of people got it backwards when it comes to this stuff. They're like wanting to, you know, do all kinds of crazy stuff, but it's really simple to do this. Okay. Now look at my finger, my thumb fingernail. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this is already coming off. Okay, I can just do that. So the reason why this is a big deal is because it's easy to remove. I didn't scratch it. It's just scuffed on the top. I don't know if you saw that with the camera, but oh yeah, it did show up. Cool. All right. So now I guess I'll just hit that spot at that angle. So first I'm going to use this scouring pad. Again, if you go too hard, you're going to cut right through everything. You don't want to do that. See? Look at this. I just want to remove the stuff that's still on there. So I'm careful not to. So I'm going to use this towel now. This is the microfiber towel. Doesn't stand out as much, huh? Okay. I gotta be careful here because I don't want to cut anymore because I don't want to do that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start with the 400. Okay. And I'm just going to lightly go over it. Yeah, it's looking good. Now I'm going to do 600. So I started with that scouring pad because there was a lot of stuff that was just on there and that was just going to come off anyways. But this stuff is finer. You know, trying not to remove the base coat. what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna use the cleaner now, okay? And what I wanna do is I wanna make this shine. Some of this is gonna show, come through, and I can come back and hit it. It's just that there's a lot less to work with now as far as having to feather back. Now the Lukat Fix It is a paint cleaner. It's not wax. This will not make a shine. Remember, there's a shine here already. So here you got clear coat right here. This is the eroding, peeling clear coat right here. And then you got the exposed color base coat. So what we want to do right now is bring back as much of the exposed color base coat. On a lot of videos I say always clean the clear coat first. That's because in a lot of cases you still got a lot of clear coat, but this actually's got more exposed base coat than clear coat. So I'm going to work on that. Now you'll notice I'm not going to hit the clear coat just yet. What I want to do, I want to clean the exposed color base coat and bring it back as much as I can. Okay, you'll notice I'm not doing circles, I'm going back and forth. This is the most effective way to use this. Now when you're working on color base coat, you're going to see color coming off. It's perfectly fine, okay? So, and all this grease pencil stuff, that's going to come off with the cleaner. But again, what we want to do is make a shine in there, okay? And all this base coat's got a lot of shine to it. When you use regular cutters, or what we call rubbing compounds with high-speed polishers, you're going to remove too much and you won't have a lot left. You can see the shine starting to come out. That's a good thing. And this one in particular, because it's gray and silver are those. They're a lot of work to bring them back. But if you got a black, if you got a red, maroon, dark green, the more color you got, the more pigment you got, it's actually easier to do. Okay, see, when we first started, look how much came off. And here it's a lot less. I don't know if you can see that in the towel. When we first started, look, that's a lot. That's this. But now there's a lot less coming off because we're hitting the good hard paint. And now you can see a refraction starting to come out. Now remember, this is not cutter. It's not, I mean, it's cleaner, but it's not designed to cut for. It's not like liquid sandpaper. It's more cleaner, which is good. Man, that's starting to look nice. Look at that. Okay, so these little pitted areas and stuff like that, don't worry about them, and I'll tell you why. Some of these little, I call them islands because they kind of look like a orbital shot looking down on the ocean and stuff, but these are going to come off, okay? So if you keep cutting at it right now, you can do that, but like all this stuff, I know in 2-3 weeks, it'll flake off. You can come back with some sandpaper, do that little spot there, little spot here, polish it, seal it, and you're good. And eventually, all this right here will come off like that. But you can see it's starting to get shiny now, okay? Now I'm gonna hit the clear coat over here, okay? Now, when you do clear coat, you'll notice that no color is coming off. The reason why is you're not working on the exposed color base coat. You're working on the intact clear coat. But you want to bring out the shine as much as you can. And the way you bring it out, the shine, is by cleaning it. Remember, this is cleaning polish, not wax. You go back and forth and you clean it. And look how beautiful that's coming out. Look at, no color came off. But look at that shine, okay? Now here's something you guys got. Now I can actually bring this out more, and I'm going to do that right now. I'm looking at the way the light refracts here. There's more clarity. Here it's more refraction, but a little bit, it's not as clear as over here because this is exposed color base coat being polished back. So this is the actual pigment, but this right here is just clear coat, and it's going to refract a lot better. So I'm going to hit it, do one more time, and then we'll start messing with the sealer. Now the really cool thing about this is you can do this, like you can do half the hood panel if you want today. Because remember, this is very different from the conventional way of masking and cutting and clear coating. You can actually clean half this hood panel today. Is there hardly any's coming off? Because now I'm working directly on the good. Oh yeah, that came out nice. So I don't know if the camera's catching it. It's starting to look nice. Remember, it's not going to be perfect, guys. There's always going to be a difference. And we haven't even put a shine on. This is not, there's no wax here. All I did was clean it. This is shinier over here than this over here. And that's always going to be true because this is clear coat and then this is exposed color base coat. But if they're refracting, you don't really notice it anymore. You'll see what I mean. Now, this is the towel I've been using for the cleaner. Do not use the same towel because this is designed to break down waxes. I'm going to use another towel, okay? Now I'm going to use a sealer wax, okay? And what I want to do is I want to put a shine on there, but I want to seal it too. So I'm going to do circles. I'm going to work it really well to the paint, okay? This stuff is amazing, guys. This is a cleaning, it's a wax that does a lot of things. It's light cleaner for light swirls. Works great with the DA polisher. It does, I mean, really good. You can remove a lot of problems with this, but you always put wax on afterwards because this is designed primarily for cleaning, sealing, and reconditioning. Now, if you let it dry for about 20 minutes, it hardens and it turns into a nice, tough, glossy shell. So I'm gonna leave that on there. Put a thicker coat on the base coat, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let it sit for about 15 minutes. Then I'll come back. All right, guys, here we go. Okay, guys, now we're gonna compare the finish. Look at the way it looks right here, okay? So we did this area right here. I'll have some before and after pictures so you guys can look at them. But I'm gonna do a close-up so you guys can see this. How it came out. Okay. Oh, right there. All right. So now I'm going to use a microfiber towel. I use the terry cloth towel for the initial application. Okay. I use a terry cloth towel to remove it. Voila. Now, I don't know if you guys can see the reflection of my hand. Okay, I'm doing this all by myself. Usually I have my buddy here helping me with the camera, but this is shiny. This is now refracting. Instead of it being like this, it's refracting light. And that's refracting light. And then we feathered it back, okay? Some of this stuff right here, a week, a month from now, you'll notice it'll flake off. You can put your finger now or just get some sandpaper, go over it lightly, but you don't want to take this all the way down to the bottom. You want this hood to refract light. It's going to look better, okay? So let me see. Now, if you look at this from a distance, you don't really notice it anymore, okay? So let me take this camera off so you guys can get a better view of it. I'm using a tripod here. Okay. So now, when you look at this paint job, you go like this. This is what it's going to look like from a distance. You won't really notice it. You guys might remember this one. Remember that one? That's what it looked like before. And this can be feathered back even more. But from angles, you don't really see it anymore. Look at that. See that? That looks better. Now, the only thing that you have to do is use this for maintenance. Not this one. This is the initial cleaner that removes the oxidation and cleans the clear coat. But this one, the Easy Sealer Wax, you use this only maybe once, twice, 3 times a year. Okay? But here's the thing now. Okay? This is not for shine. This shine was already there. Okay? So this is going to look a lot better than before. Now, here's where people kind of Remember, this is not for putting a shine on a car. All we did was cleaned it, and look what's still there. Now, if you want to wax your car now, if you want to use those ceramic products, the synthetic products, the nano products, the paint job is smooth and glossy again. Listen, listen. That's toasted and brittle. Here, you don't hear nothing. Because this is clean. It's smooth and glossy. That's what you can do with this. When you look at these paint jobs back here, look at these. I use these as shows. Look at that. Look at that. These are really bad clear coats. Really, really bad clear coats. Okay? Look at this one. Oh man, this is amazing. I mean, this is just an eyelash away from peeling, and look how much shine is still there. And that's a permanent fix. That's a permanent fix. So, again, guys, remember, this is cleaner. And you know what? There is elbow grease involved, okay? But it can be done. Oh, one more thing. Because you're fixing the paint by cleaning it, okay? You can clean this side today, okay? This side of the hood panel. You just feather back the edges, you polish it and stuff. And then you can do the other half next week, next month, a year from now. It won't make a difference. Why? Because that shine is still there. This is going to insulate what's still good. So, you know, most of the time they come out pretty good. I think this came out pretty good. I think that came out. Look at that. Okay? I mean, if you have this in a parking lot, you're not going to notice it because that's refracting, that's refracting. Look at that. That's amazing. Okay, guys, this is Rob at Lukat Detail. Check out our products at lukatdetail.com. We got kit specials. Right now, we're not charging for shipping. So, it's called Lukat, L-U-K-A-T, Lukat Fix It. lukatdetail.com. You got questions, it's 505-304-8652. Sometimes I get a lot of calls, I can't answer them all. We're a real small company, guys. We're just doing this. So get a hold of us if you want. Email, we got our email on there. Well, you'll see it on the about section in this. So guys, join us in the fight against ugly paint job pollution. Look how beautiful that came out compared to before. All right, guys, this is Rob signing off. Y'all have a great day. Bye.